Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Dicey Dungeon. So, new day, launched back into the game. Let's hop in here. Let's see, where were we as far as this whole setup? I guess we were doing the parallel universe runs, which have to be 5s, which we've already done that one, so I guess we're at the Jester. I guess we did the Witch previously. We also have a pretty good setup here to grind out potentially for the Jester episode 4 and the Witch episode 4, but there's also a good argument to not do that. Let's do this parallel universe and see if finishing the parallel universe for everything maybe would unlock something new. I doubt it really would. Then I guess we're just moving into the bonus levels next. Well, let's all fall silent for the Jester once again, and let's ignore how pleased with themselves they look. I'm a Jester, I'm always pleased with myself. I'd expect you of all people to know how likely it is that you'll fail. How improbable it is that you and your new pals can thwart fate and chance and entropy. Still better to try anyway, right? And if it doesn't work this time, we'll try again. And again and again. Until it does. Yes, people say the same thing about the lottery, I believe. You should really know better after all this time. But I suppose you don't have any other options. So in you go. We still get this weird storyline where it seems like she's implying you're running out of time, but then it seems like there is really no time limit. And yeah. I don't know what Lady Luck's final goal here really would be, because it does just kind of feel like you could fight forever. Alright, well, we have Snap that says matching cards can be used for free this turn, which that's the exact same Snap. And we have different kinds of cards now. Sour Candy, healing 2 if max XP. If you're at max HP, deal excessive damage. And Blammo is deal 3 damage, snap 3 at once to gain fury. What is snap 3 at once to gain fury? Okay, so you'd have to have all 3 on there. And then the Rosewood Spear, gaining 2 thorns, then doing a certain amount of damage instead of doing damage and gaining thorns. I don't think really changes much unless thorns work differently, which very possibly they do. Alright, well, we'll do this. And then do 1 damage for each Capel used this turn. We will not do that this turn. We'll wait till the next turn. Yeah. Thorns. Anything I do now, I'm gonna win anyways. So let's just heal 2. And then I guess just do 3 damage. Now I assume you reshuffle and start over in the next fight, unless something weird changed there. Gumball machine, recover 1 health, get a new dice, that sounds fine. Although maybe I should just stick with not picking up cards in that strategy. Yeah, there's nothing special here, just Blamos, Capals, and Sour Candy. So it just kind of feels like in any way you could very easily like screw this up in such a way that you have a really loosey-goosey type playthrough and then lose on the 3rd or 4th floor, or you could play potentially very loosey-goosey and win. Right, do 1 damage, then do 2 damage. That was all that was necessary. Alright, rough in the background there. Does 5 damage and costs a certain amount. Melody does a weaken damage, and so I think we want this one. But they still have pretty much made it impossible to figure out what you're even getting. It's almost like the game is expecting you to play it multiple times to the point where you would memorize the parallel universe versions of cards, and that's just not likely to happen. Okay. Just do this. We'll do this. And then do 3 damage. That's probably your best bet. And we'll probably get a snap this next turn on top of frozen dice, which frozen reduces all the value. Alright. So you do this now, then a snap. And so my question here is this going to do 1, 2, 3, or is it going to do 1, 3, and then I guess maybe 4 extra damage? Yeah, that went from 14 to 8, which was 6 damage. So there was definitely success there. Okay. Return the dice if he's weakened. Yes, that would work, but I can't do that. So best bet I can do is this, and then snap on that and win. So immediately I am seeing some value in not picking up some of these cards. Super Space Marine doesn't seem that different, just the fact he's going to have 7 dice, which is a massive amount of dice, I guess, but right, so we do this, and then I guess you do this. Should I go for a kapow and a kapow? I think that probably is your best bet. Just go kapow, kapow. And leave it at that. 7 dice definitely gets you quick to potentially doing 10 damage, though. Okay. So do this. Do this. Snap. Snap. Do this. Snap. Snap. And win. Subdivide. Spatula sword. Do the damage and flip the dice upside down. Sure, that gives you a dice back. More than likely, though, you will want to destroy cards, but arguably I would like to get a bunch of dice for weakening and have a weakening build. It's just I question that. I really question whether there's even an achievement left that would make sense around that. Yeah. So do this. Noticeably right now, there is no this isn't gonna do enough damage to get me a snap next turn. We don't have a lot of cards that will just do damage based on the face value of the dice, and you need a lot of cards around that. It would have been, I guess, a little interesting if there had been one episode where it was cards that would do set amounts of damage, or cards that would do a countdown to a set amount of damage. Okay. Guess you do this. See, I could get rid of Blammo. And then potentially subdivide. Heal. Probably is wiser to just play these. Yeah. I guess this would be the experiment here, is to see just how easily you could weaken something. Like, you can do this to do this. You can weaken again. But what does weaken even do? Take 2 extra damage from each attack. That would be the limit of our weaken damage that we could really do. Man, 7 damage next turn. Just because I didn't roll well enough. Let's see. Well, recover 1 health. Recover health. And then just win. Action, keep a dice for the next turn. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that. It's just called action. Do that. Do that. Let's see what we would destroy otherwise. Destroy, subdivide, and maybe destroy Blamos. Yeah. Do that. And just do that. Meanwhile, what could we get rid of? Recover a certain amount of health, get a new dice with the gumball machine. Do 5 damage, return the dice if it's weakened. +2 for each Capel used this turn. Weaken 2. It's probably the one to use. Flip the dice upside down, didn't do the damage. So you play low dice there instead of big dice. We'll do this. I guess we're committed to the idea of weakening, even though now potentially purchasing that would have been a smarter move. Oh well. I guess your best bet is to go this way first. Snap with that. And let's see. I don't think we have Blamos, 3 Blamos, so doing that makes some sense. 5 damage, flip the sword. Weaken. Snap. New dice. Let's see. Do we have any more weekends? Guess we have to do this. Well, nothing I do actually helps here, so if you do this, that would have gotten us melody, then we wouldn't have had enough dice anyways. I guess I should have just kept a 4 if I had a 4, I don't even know if I did. Doesn't really matter. The thing here definitely doesn't feel like you can pull the weekend up to like a 10 or 20 and then do 20 damage to do 40 damage. That doesn't seem like that's likely the way this game is going. Missing score, do that damage, 25% chance of that return. Table Slam is a pretty big card, and I wonder if Table Slam is only available for purchase here, specifically because I opened the egg. And I wonder if we are hitting a weird, like, roguelike element, roguelite, L-I-G-H-T, where there is that level. Okay. So do 2 damage, and snap next turn. probably our best bet. Or just 2 heal, 2 heal, and then snap next turn. But if you have to hatch the egg to unlock one great item, and then hatch an egg a second time to unlock a terrible item, I would expect that there isn't actually a third egg in the entire game, and if there was, those are going to be very small things. Like, let's do this. Okay. Then do this. Snap on that. Snap on that. Do 4 damage, and I should win at this point. But I don't think I'm gonna win on boss fights. Add 3 to your Kapow damage at any point, or copy a random item in your deck. Guess we take Warrior. Vice Grip we will ignore. Okay. Does that reset each turn, or is that something we can do each turn? Okay, so weaken, or Blammo and Complow. I'm gonna toss these. So I can do this one, and this one, and activate that, and activate that, and I think that worked pretty well. Are we gonna get any other dice in this run? I'm not sure, so we may always be struggling with just 3 dice, which again would make a pretty good argument to not build up your deck. The Warrior only works for that one turn, so he's not really that useful. Let's see. This will do that. And then toss that. Well, guess that's all we can do. We'll have to go another turn. So he's going to do 6 damage, inflict a shock, and then nothing else. Let's just do that and win. Alright. Take the health. And so do we have any real decision here? I don't think we really do. I think we are pretty much still just trying to get rid of the Blammos. Next to move on to the next floor. Okay. So we have an upgrade, a copy card, a pack of cards, a super character, and what feels like is probably a rotten apple. But we won't get to the health upgrade anywhere unless we go this way first, so this is the right move. Okay. do this and get a new dice. Go ahead and activate and snap. And I guess weaken here. And return my dice. And I guess weaken again. Do that. Attack here. Warrior is kind of pointless. Do that. So what's interesting here is that if I had 3 of these on the field, maybe I would do 20 damage in this attack, but I wouldn't do 40 damage. So it really does feel like only that one card that does 999 damage possibly can get that achievement. Oh, what a downer. Where's that mixed take on made to play when everything goes wrong? I hope I haven't lost it. That would make me need it even more. These characters still don't have anything to say. Honestly, they should just be popping up tips and hints about specific cards if it was going to go down this direction. Yeah, this is a rotten apple, and it definitely makes sense to fight this. He's not doing anything different, really. Okay. Blammo. Do we want to get rid of Melody on this instance? Probably. 4 damage and flip it upside down. And if we just had more dice, we could have done more damage. Yeah, now the point here is going to reduce my health by half. Let's see. Guess we do this. Do this. Then do this. And then do this. And I guess that's our best bet. And then reduce your health by half. Do 1 damage. We're in a very different position now. Plus, on top of that, we're not really in the best position in a lot of ways. Let's see. This almost certainly is not worth doing the snap at this point, other than the fact that we just don't want to die. Arguably, I may have played poorly by not doing that fight. Duplicated dice lose the dice's amount of health. Shadow dice. Why in the world would we do that? We haven't seen that dice either. We can buy another Kapow, so I think we'd want to do that. Lollipop dice value -1 on 1 returns 2 1s. We'll buy a Kapow. And otherwise, really shouldn't make any decisions at this point. But it might be a little dangerous to take on this fight. otherwise. Alright, well, we'll heal ourselves up to start with. Let's do this and this. Yeah. And then in the turn, we're probably not going to get a snap this next turn. He's going to curse me. He's going to do 2 attacks like that, and then he's going to blind me. So, best case scenario, I think, is just to do kapow, kapow, and kapow. I have no more dice, so there isn't anything more that I can do. And this time, he'll curse me, do a couple attacks, and blind me. Best case scenario I can do now is do that, do that, do that. I guess discard that, do that. 3 damage with a weaken of 2 probably wouldn't defeat him. So possibly if I got rid of the kapows, then added this, 5 damage with 2 weakens, might win for us. But yeah, it should have won for us. It would have done 7 damage. And we're at full health. Rent a powerful item costs 1 gold. You have 3 gold at the moment, or add 1 to all dice less than 6. Or destroy a card. Let's just destroy a card. 1 less blammo. Alright. So the options here would be more weakens, which is what I wanted. And then inflict. I think what we want here is just another upgraded melody. We will buy another kapow. And let's see. I would think copying either an upgraded melody would make sense, or adding another 3 to warrior and potentially triggering warrior. Well, I mean, you trigger warrior for free anyway, so you don't want a copy of that so much. So yeah, make a copy of melody, which I don't know if that really gave me 2 melody pluses, or if that, well, I have like 3 melody pluses here, so I think that's exactly did give me a copy of that. So we definitely are going on this path of trying to weaken an enemy, which would be amazing foresight or just luck if the final boss had a massive amount of health, but may very well prove itself to be kind of pointless if it's just a regular boss fight. There's also a danger certainly on this, in that you will end up not really doing that much. Let's see. that. Do that. Are we gonna get snap next turn? Possibly. Regardless, I guess it just doesn't really matter. So we should attack. Because weakening 2 more times wouldn't do anything for us. A little surprising, I didn't end up getting snap. Okay. So, if you start with this, to do a weaken of 2, then do that. Then do that. Then we could do this. Just end the turn. We should be in a good position for the next turn. So, warrior charge, activate your snap, spatula, then snap to do 3 weaken. And yeah, this is almost certainly going to win, doing 4 or 5, then 7, then 8 or 9. I love a good snowball fight. That was pretty good. Let's stick around and make snow angels. Do we want to take this health to get back up? I guess we do. Weak to fire. We don't have any fire attacks. Right. So we'll weaken here. Do this. Do this. Do this. Do this. Do that. Do that. Toss those. And I guess I'll leave it to next turn to decide whether I want to toss the melodies or use them. I guess an even doing 9 damage potentially could have gotten me where I wanted to go. Okay. 1 weaken here. 1 weaken here. 5 damage, then flip upside down. We have 3 Capals for the next turn. Or I could toss them and get melody pluses and just try to work for something else. If I had a finale card at all, I might consider doing something there, but I don't, so. I want to win this turn, so I am going to activate Snap. Which, yeah, I certainly could have gone in different directions. Health. We will now take on this character to get to the health. Okay. Weaken here. Oh, why did I use the 5 when I saw the spatula sword was coming out? And I guess the question is just what would I be looking for here? Because I could kind of toss anything out to possibly get to that and do that, or that would have been smarter to do first. And then I can do that. And I can do that. And I guess that gets you your warrior set up. So not quite looking for a finale card, but it does make a decent setup. Of course, if you're poisoned in these parallel universe things, there is that problem. Okay. Do that. Do that. And then heal there, I guess. And I didn't even make it to a Kapow card to use, even though I used the warrior. Yep. So yeah, it definitely doesn't feel like the strategy is quite there. To build up a lot of combinations. If you're going to only have one card set up, you need all three cards set up for the next turn. So playing out towards the last thing. Let's see, if we discarded that. Okay. Discard that. Do that. Do a Kapow, I guess. Get rid of that. Do that. Discard that. Weaken to do 3 damage. Do another 3 damage. And see, yeah, this is the setup I'm thinking, is that you need 3 cards ready to go for the next turn before the shuffle happens. What's interesting to take note there is, because I didn't get rid of the poison and instead discarded the poison, it still did the damage to me. Which may also be the case in this instance. Let's go ahead and take some extra health here. And then snap this and win. It does feel like weakening works as a strategy, but I am very much afraid here that I've either gotten the achievement for weakening a people quite a bit, or there is no achievement around that. Alright, so we're not going to get snap this turn, so it's probably best to do this, toss those, 1, 2, 3 is probably our best bet. Do that. Well, the thing is, if I toss this, then I can do Spatula Sword. And that doesn't put us in the best position, but it's not a terrible position. We very possibly aren't going to get snapped this next turn either, although who knows. If they can do that 12 damage and do a decent amount of damage on top of that. Okay. Heal. We can start with this. We'll start with a weaken here. Then we'll do 6 damage there. 5 plus another, or toss that. Instead do this. And then this would be 5 plus 6, which isn't still quite enough damage. So toss that, toss that, toss all 3 of those, do this, and get the dice back. Do that, and do that. And I guess that was the best way to play. That felt like a lot of work. But I think we've got this. And I guess the good news is we can keep the snap for the next turn also. So do that. And do that. We're at max level. We have the subdivide. We can now decide, I guess, what we would want to copy. Which I think we would still just copy Melody Pluses. We're just fully committed to this idea. And so now the question is, who's the boss, and is it going to be anything particularly difficult? It's Audrey. Do I remember anything about Audrey? No. She could have a pretty high health, but not that high health. Ready for a fight? Yeah, even if you don't win, it's good training. Walk in strong, roll out stronger. So 60 health, okay. I mean, that's not anything crazy. 5 damage, flip it upside down. 2 damage or do a kapow. It's probably better to do a kapow. And then 4 weaken. Split the dice evenly. Okay. Warrior. 7 weaken. Recover 1 health. And get a new dice. That. 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 And we got an achievement for doing parallel universe 6, but nothing else. All my little traitorous gesture returns. Sure, let's pretend that spin means something. Here we go. What's funny is the audio sound effect of the spinning wheel implies that the wheel is just physically rigged instead of Lady Luck actually having any kind of magical powers, which noticeably she has not shown any indication she actually does have any effect on luck or magical powers. She may be a complete fraud, completely powerless. Another loss, she says. Alright. So that unlocks Cornelius. Favorite food, the souls of the unworthy. Dislikes, mushrooms, walnuts, and the laughter of small children. Karaoke. Go-to, Careless Whisper. Favorite book, The Road. Reason for entering the dungeon. In an eternity of existence, eventually one must walk every path. So, the question to ask here. 12 damage by throwing dice can only be done by the witch. It must be a bonus round thing. Snapping twice. Limit break twice. Pretty much is only the warrior. 40 damage in a single attack. We really weren't anywhere close to doing that much damage. 5 burn, 5 frost, 5 shock. I guess there is just no weakness achievement here. So that was totally a waste, other than the fact that we actually won. So it obviously isn't that big of a waste. And this does certainly put us in a weird situation now where starting in next episode we'll do these bonus rounds, gain bonus rules as you descend further, which definitely implies that you are going to go maybe more than 5 rounds. And then we have an elimination round and an elimination round here. So let's just really quickly jump into the elimination round here. There's not really a lot around this that's different, so you are just kind of back to doing bops and boobs. Trying to do that much damage as possible. If I'd rolled 3 dice that were above 3, I would have won in that one turn. Let's see. And there's nothing else really to do here. We could try to get our health back, but it doesn't matter, so time management is the key. Yeah, I'll take the juggling ball, even though it gets in the way of the snap strategy. Let's see. Again, not capable of winning in one turn. It can happen, it's just not likely to happen. And he just did a large amount of damage to me. We're gonna get a full health refill, so let's just attack and win. And hold on to the snap for the next floor. I still don't think we've done the shock challenge, so doing high voltage makes a lot of sense. Plus I just don't like the shield bash. Inherently, if I am going to try and get the last remaining achievements in this game, which I probably am not going to go that far, I would more than likely need to do it through the bonus levels. Yeah, that is almost certainly how that would play out. Okay. Return that. And then do that. Yeah, if we find the bonus levels actually do end up causing... do that. Then that. If the bonus levels just go on forever, or you can really succeed while you're doing the bonus levels, then that would be the move to go to. Let's see, Cauldron, sure. I guess what I'm doing here is playing against type and building up a deck instead of destroying cards. Let's see. Do this. Do that. Do that. Do that. So I can't shock. I can't do that. So do that and do that. And then I'll just leave it to the next turn. Like there really isn't a danger of leaving it like this and then next turn potentially getting snapped. Snap would need 3 HP, which means if I were to burn this and then burn this, I've activated my limit break. Of course, if I hadn't just gotten health refill. Ooh, Encore Finale card, take another turn. Add to deck. Sure. That is a much better Encore Finale card. So much of a good card that it really makes an argument to see what doing that would be. Yeah, just to upgrade that. And then would I want to destroy cards? Or would I just want to take another lightning card? Okay. So, get rid of the bops. This converts the excess to shields instead of doing damage like in the parallel universe. So kind of don't need that. Let's just do a bop here and then do okay, so boop here. And a boop here. And that was probably not the best way to play that. Okay. Max 3. Get a new dice. Even, inflict 1 shock. Here. Duplicated dice. Do that. And do that. Yeah. I'm not gonna get snap here. Do that. We can do that. We can do that. We would need a 6 now. Or we can just attack and win. So take all of that. Then I guess the question is, do we want to destroy a card? There's almost certainly something here that would be worth getting rid of. guess inherently it's probably boops. And move on, and move quickly. Let's see. Duplicate. Can't use that this turn, so get rid of that. Do that. Let's see. I guess you do that one. And I guess you do that one. Although at the moment, doing a bunch of bops doesn't actually do anything because we don't have the warrior. We'd have to get that card. Oh, well, it may actually do something here. Because if I were to duplicate this card, snap, snap, make sure we are shocked, shocked again, shock again. I don't think I used my snap as effectively as I would have liked there. And that was 3 shocks. I think they want you to do like 6 or 7 shocks. I have a hard time believing I can pull that off. Let's see. Guess you have to do this. And then do this. 4 damage on high voltage. Well, that gets me to a limit break. Would now be the time you would want to do a limit break, though. No, because I'm about to win, and I wasn't even paying attention to his health, so I didn't even know that. Destroy a card for 3. Seems like our best bet. This guy's weak to shock. So, particularly in this turn, we can probably do pretty well. This. Snap. Snap. Next would be high voltage. So nothing I do would work here. I can do lightning damage, however, and that makes a lot of sense. So just do that. Then end the turn. I still kind of do have the feeling that there should be some version of one of these episodes where it is like super easy to win because you just like build your own play through it. Like you start with a deck of equipment and you start from that idea, like kind of a bonus mode or something where you have maybe a cost per equipment and you can only get certain numbers of equipment. But yeah, if I could make a custom game to get some of these achievements done, like shocks and poisons, it would make a lot more sense. Instead of potentially having to play this game over and over again to get a lucky build. Stereohead says, "Hey Rad Fight, I don't suppose you've got any cassettes from literally in the year after 1986. Magic trick would be discard the current hand, which why would you want to do that versus copy the next card? Bump. I'll take bump. I can see using it and it's never going to be a problem. Anyways, as long as you have dice. I guess maybe if you weren't going to have dice, you might have a problem with that. Let's see. Like bumping this up to a 3 makes a lot of sense. Then Inventor possibly copying the Cauldron instead of that, so that you could do that, so that you could do It's kind of pointless to shock this guy, I think. Let's do that. I guess do that. That was our only option, really. One of the things I was thinking about, and I wanted to talk about it, and it's really late in this episode to mention this, is there really any value in a game like this being random? Why not just fake it? Why not make a movie and have it scripted and have each episode be a very specific scenario where the game is going to cheat in your favor as you're doing each fight, or the game is going to literally give you the same dice rolls each time. That would be an amazing twist, actually, if it turned out you played a game for 20-30 hours and it turned out that the dice rolls were never random in the first place and that it was all scripted and you were just playing your part winning. I definitely think in this case, for this game, there is a very high value in getting rid of the randomness. Like, it just doesn't really add to anything. Let's do that. And we're just gonna win here, so we'll just snap. It only has to really feel random. It doesn't have to actually be random. As far as the game. Draining health. Max 3. If I had more dice, I would consider that. I can see getting rid of duplicate, because it could be in the way at some point. But let's just get rid of Bob's. I'm sure there would be a decent percentage of people that would have felt cheated, though, had it really come down to a situation where the game reveals to you that it's been cheating this whole time in your favor. Okay. Gonna do this one. Do this one. And do this one, and then in the turn, large amounts of damage and cursing. Play this, you bump this, Which if I had bumped a 6, I would have gotten a 6 and 1. You do this. Is it valuable to shock again? Or is it better to possibly even just heal? Well, actually, I think it is valuable to shock again because of the way this is playing. Dude, get rid of those. 6 damage and do yet a third shock. That is probably the best we could have done. That shocks everything. That means he has to place a dice to do any damage. That being said, you can see my health and poison all being big deals. Okay. So, I guess we're looking for low numbers and probably odd numbers. Alright. This, then we can snap with that. Then we can inspiration with that, and then that's 2 shock that wins. I'm not in the best position at the moment, like bumping things twice, can't upgrade that, using that twice, duplicating a dice. Upgraded wouldn't be terrible. Can't upgrade the finale card, which I haven't even used the finale card at all. Oh, I should be thinking on that level a lot more. It really hasn't even occurred to me that I could be thinking on that level. So, if I get rid of this, then do this, duplicate that, 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 that. Still didn't work, though. We get this encore card on the field, and we don't have the dice. We probably won't ever have the dice to take an extra turn, and it'll be gone next time. Yeah. Pump this. 3 damage here. I guess you do 3 damage here. Copy this. Do this. Do this. Man, I just got really, really lucky there. Amazing work, high five. And again, come on, keep it going till you've got all the hands. Right. We basically need health. And the only thing we'd really buy here is this hammer. And collect them all. problem here is we potentially skip a fight, or we get really, really lucky. Like if I'd skipped a fight to the next turn, then maybe there would have been something around that. Okay. Do this. Do this. Do this, I guess. Yeah, unless he was just like really, really weak to electric shock damage, which he isn't. He's got to roll in his 4 dice just really, really low. Otherwise, we've lost once again. And you can't run away, you can't do anything else, so... Just like that, you lose. Alright, far too often we've ended these episodes on failures, but technically it's still been a success for this hour-plus long episode. We are now in a situation where we can do the bonus round, and unless the bonus round is way more difficult than everything else, then we will probably win with all 6 episodes of at least a warrior, and that might unlock a new item. So we have a decent chance of doing the bonus round on all of these. Some of these win-loss ratios are completely inaccurate too. They don't start counting your losses, it seems, until you win the first time, or something else is going on, because I know I have lost a lot more than that. Like Losers Weepers with 5 losses seems to be the only one that is accurate. A lot of these other losses happened. Like, yeah, it's counting it wrong. Perhaps, maybe if you exit out of the game, it doesn't remember how many losses you have until you have a win or something like that. I don't know. Well, anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and get me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.